I sure picked the perfect weather from a YouTube video. In today's video, before I start, make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that notification icon. That way you're notified when my new video comes out. I do appreciate every single one of you. So this video, letting you know about this particular vehicle. A lot of people have been asking me, what model do you drive? What is it like? Is it a good car? And so on and so forth. So I'm going to give you basically a breakdown of everything that I can think of in terms of what it's like owning the vehicle, what it was like buying the vehicle, and what it's like in terms of performance, fuel economy, etc. I bought this vehicle last year. It's a 2017 440i xDrive with the M Performance power and sound kit. Currently it has 37, almost 38,000 kilometers on it. I'm not sure what that is in miles. You can do the quick conversion. Very low kilometers, one previous owner, clean vehicle, clean title, clean Carfax. Why I got the car? It's a manual, 6-speed, xDrive, 2-door. When it comes to fuel economy, it does anywhere between 10 to 12 liters combined city and highway. In terms of the power, it's in the range of 360, 370 horse and about 370 foot-pounds of torque. I did not want to get the regular 440i. It was either going to be this vehicle or it was either going to be the M4. Now, why I got this over the M4, it's simply because where I am currently in life, this seems like a more reasonable daily because it's good on gas. It's not too bad maintaining it. It's not going to be as expensive as the M4. It's all-wheel drive, meaning if I want to, I can drive it, or it's going to be more suitable for the winter, even though I don't drive it in the snow. But I can if I did want that. Not that the M4 you can't. With proper winter tires, you still can. But this is going to be more suitable for me. So I'm saving on gas when I compare it to the M4. I'm saving on insurance. I'm saving on maintenance. And the power range, the fun I'm getting with this car, it's going to be right in between the 440 and the M4. Now this car, like I said, it's the M package, it's the aerodynamic kit. It looks aggressive, it looks nice, it has the M brakes, it has the M suspension, and the exhaust sounds very nice in sport mode. That being said, it did justice for me overall spending less and getting what I wanted to get out of a car. I know this is subjective. Everyone's gonna have a different opinion and everyone's gonna know what's suitable for them and their lifestyle and their budget. So speaking from my perspective, this is what suited me in my current position where I'm at in life. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to get an M4 next. I could be getting an M2 or an M4, but for the time being, this car does justice. It's a phenomenal car. If you want to get into this range, C43 or the S4 or the S5 or the 440, this car, because I drove them all, I drove all the competitors. I drove the Mercedes C43, I drove the Audi S5, and this vehicle did justice for me. Just the way it handles, just the way it feels when you drive it. BMW has a thing about them, and it's that driving experience you get. It's that sturdy, heavy-duty feel you get when you drive a BMW. Although these newer models are getting softer and softer, but when you compare them to Audi and Mercedes, BMW just speaks to me. And there's nothing wrong with Mercedes or Audi. Honestly, these are minor things that are going to speak to each individual. They're going to make or break them to get either or. So there's no really right or wrong answer. Like I said, it's all subjective, and it's all depends on your budget, depends on your needs, depends on what you like, what you don't like. I'm not really a fanboy, quote unquote fanboy, because people usually say BMW fanboys, oh, you're a BMW guy. Honestly, I love BMWs. Am I a BMW guy? No, I don't think so. I drove a Volkswagen too. I enjoy Volkswagens. I enjoy Mercedes. I enjoy Audis. I enjoy Toyotas. So, am I your typical BMW guy? No, I don't think so. because I'm not die-hard BMW, but if I have to do the comparison, if I have to say what feels the best to me and what looks the best to me, it's BMW. And that's just an honest opinion. After driving so many vehicles, after doing my research and comparisons, it has nothing to do with status and what anybody thinks. It has to do with how I feel driving a specific vehicle. And this vehicle just feels right when I drive it. And you can just imagine, if you go up a level, what those vehicles are gonna feel like. If you're asking yourself, should you take that next step in owning a vehicle like this? If you can afford it, I say yes. All of us, or most of us, should know that vehicles aren't an investment. They're a depreciating asset. Vehicles are gonna depreciate. Unless you got an iconic vehicle that's gonna hold value and appreciate over time, 99% of vehicles are depreciating. Don't be emotional when you're buying a car. Try to be as objective as you can, but also keep in mind that if you can afford it and you wanna have that fun, you wanna treat yourself, then do get whatever your heart desires. Try to find that balance between your emotion and also some factual, objective matters that are gonna come into play. The cost, the maintenance, the insurance. So don't just blindly get into a financial crisis because you fell in love with the car. Do your research, put pen to paper, do the math, make sure you can afford it before you go ahead and pull the trigger. Now, this vehicle, I'm not financing, I'm not leasing, I own it outright. The insurance on it is around $200. Ontario insurance is a killer. I have a clean record. I've been driving for 21, 22 years. I don't have any accidents, I don't have any tickets, but it's still expensive to have full coverage on a BMW. And just recently, all of our premiums are going up due to all the thefts that have been happening. So the insurance companies are justifying it through that matter and basically saying, well, we're all losing money due to that, so we can't afford to hold your premiums at a steady rate constantly. We're gonna have to increase your premiums due to the standard of living, due to everything going up and all the thefts and the craziness that's been happening lately in Ontario or in Canada in general. That being said, $200 for insurance. If you daily this thing, you're gonna be spending about $300 on gas, and these prices are all in Canadian dollars, just keep in mind. It's gonna run me anywhere between $300 to $600 depending on how often I drive it. I don't daily this, I have a daily vehicle. This is sort of my fun car. Average $500 a month, $400 a month to run me this thing. I'm not taking into account if anything breaks down, if I have to obviously do an oil change or get new tires or whatnot. So you gotta also keep that in mind. Keep a few $100s available all the time at all costs, because you never know what can happen. Although this car is clean, this car low mileage. I also have extended warranty on it, so another 2 years or another 40,000 kilometers, whichever comes first, which means it's a peace of mind. It's directly through BMW Platinum warranty, so that's obviously a bonus if you can get that on a used German vehicle. And obviously if you can afford a new one, then you will get some type of warranty with a new vehicle, of course. And just so you know, my channel is going to be all about tips, tricks, trying to save you time, trying to prevent accidents, trying to make everyone a better driver, trying to create and embed that courtesy into everybody. Road respect and courtesy, because we all lack it at times. Everyone goes through their moments and rages here and there. We all need it, because in order for everything to function smoothly on the road, we have to work as a team. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Some people are different. They have different upbringings. They come from a different country. They're gonna have different priorities, different rules in their head. I understand that, but if I can reach a few people, if I can change a few people's mind on driving and how they behave, and it's gonna improve Canada's flow, Canada's accident rate, that's all that matters, folks. I'm more focused on the average person, on the average driver. Most people aren't humble enough to realize that you're just an average dude, my guy. You know what I mean? Even though you like to watch Lamborghini content, and I'm not telling you not to dream. I'm not telling you to shoot high. I'm not telling you to not set goals and work hard. I'm just trying to tell you that sometimes you have to be reasonable and humble enough to realize that certain content you're not going to be benefiting from. You're just going to be entertained. There's nothing wrong with entertainment either. Sometimes you need it. Personal opinion, if I'm going to put entertainment over something that I'm going to benefit from, something educational, some advice, something I can learn from, I'm always going to choose something I can learn from rather than being entertained. There's nothing wrong with sometimes letting off some steam and being entertained and having fun. Sometimes you have to be humble, and sometimes you have to be honest with yourself and put your ego down. And if you can drive, if you have accidents on your records, if you have tickets on your records, if you're road raging, getting into fights constantly, if you're constantly making wrong decisions in your life, bad financial decisions, if your insurance is high, if your relationships are broken, maybe, just maybe, you should start asking yourself, wait a minute, it could be me. It could be maybe me in the wrong. Maybe I should calm the fuck down and start maybe learning and taking advice from people who seem like they got their shit together. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification icon. Thank you for watching. Until the next one, folks.